Athletes, here's why being confident just isn't working for you. It's not because you're just doomed to always be nervous or you have this like genetic ability to just always lack confidence. It's really because you do not trust yourself and your programming. When I was an athlete in high school, my goal was to be the fastest person in the state. One thing that I used to always do was work hard. I used to always do the training. I did everything I needed to do, but when I came to the track meets, I always shrunk up, and I never understood why, because I would always train. I would always do everything. I do 1 to 2 workouts a day. I thought I was doing the right type of work, but I really wasn't. It was one specific reason why. When I went to these track meets, I had to do something called compete. I had to race against someone right next to me. When I trained at my practices and I had to do my speed workouts, what was I mainly doing? I was training by myself. When you train by yourself, you're going to get feedback from yourself. You're going to tell yourself, oh, I did good or I did bad, and you don't really know what actually happened. Now, when you time yourself, guess what just happened? You just ran faster than last time, or you ran slower than last time, and you're able to dilate and stop your workout when you start running slower. Or let's say you race someone who's like the fastest in your state or the fastest at your school, okay, I just lost him really bad, or I got a little bit closer, or wow, I finally beat him. And even if he's way faster than you, then maybe you can start, half a second in front of them, and you can kind of gauge where you're coming at and dilate your workout from that, because you'll know, okay, I'm getting tired, I'm starting to fall off, and I'm not able to compete anymore because of how tired I am. The best workouts you'll ever get is from competing with yourself due to time, or competing with another person who's similar speed or a little bit faster than you. So now is it starting to make sense? I went to the track meet not competing, not doing any of the stuff I just said, and I would compete and do the stuff, the high level sprints against other people, and I would get completely burned out the water. One, because I wasn't mentally ready for it, because I wasn't used to racing against other people, so I was nervous. I was nervous having someone next to me who could be faster than me, could not be. And then on top of that, I wasn't auto-regulating at practice and adapting to running as fast as humanly possible because of the adrenaline of having someone next to me or timing myself. So the title of the video was about confidence, right? Yes, this is exactly what we're gonna talk about. The best framework for improving your confidence is really 40% actually putting in the work and grinding, I guess you can say, and it's gonna be 60% challenging yourself, racing others, timing yourself every single day. That is 60% of the work. 60% is a lot. If you lack confidence and you feel like you train all the time and you're working so hard and you don't know why you're not getting better, you're probably missing 60% of the pie. You're not racing other people. You're not playing basketball against other people. You're not challenging other people. You're not playing 1v1. You're not actually challenging yourself. You're not doing anything that requires max effort at all times, pressure, adrenaline, anxiety. You don't do it in practice. So how can you expect from yourself to be able to do it at a meet, do it at an actual basketball game, do it at an actual football game if you don't expose yourself to it at the beginning? A quick example to explain this is the simple guy who can shoot 9 for 10 from practice by themselves, but the second they get in the game, they have a defender on them, they shoot 1 for 10. Why do you think they're shooting 1 for 10? Their form is perfectly fine. They had the ability to shoot 9 for 10, but the second you add pressure, you add anxiety, you add the outside factors, they're not used to it. So in practice, what should they do more of? They should actually play against other people, shoot over people, shoot with contest, shoot with actual stakes on the line with teammates. Do that in practice more often. Do 2v2s, 3v3s where you have to shoot or your teammates might get a little bit mad at you, and then you will all of a sudden start noticing in 5v5s where there's more pressure on the line, you're gonna be up for the moment, you're actually be able to shoot those 9 for 10s because you exposed your body to it at practice. This is because in the science, your brain adapts to small wins, and there's only so many small wins you can give yourself when you're only competing with yourself with no type of restrictions or times or anything to it. In a 1v1, you can say, okay, I beat this guy who I was better than already, but I did it even better. I finally beat someone who's a little bit better than me. I lost. You can see, you can actually gauge where your weaknesses are, your strengths are. When you're playing, a 1-on-0 type of basketball game, you don't know. If you're sprinting against yourself and you have no time, you do not know. It's either I feel good or I did not feel good. And that is not a true indicator if you're getting faster or not. And especially too, when it comes to adaptation, like the pure science of getting faster, when you sprint and you keep going and you're actually running slower times, you're adapting to the worst set you did, the worst rep you did. You're not adapting to the best rep. So if you did 3 really good sprints and you PR'd all 3 sprints, let's say you just did 10 times 30 meters, but then the next 7 30 meters, you ran your worst times ever. You're going to adapt to those slow times. You're going to progressively get slower. The same thing for your vertical jump, your strength. If you just keep doing more reps, you're going to get slower. You're going to get weaker. You're going to get less athletic. So you have to test every single thing, and you also have to test your ability to compete. You have to compete against other people and raise the stakes so you can get comfortable in those avenues. So that way when you go to track meet, now, oh wow, I've already raced people with people watching me, with videos, with people laughing at me 100 times. So this is nothing. This is just another practice. This is why you see the top people in the world, like the fastest people, they never really pay attention. They don't really seem to care at all, is because they always compete. This is normal to them. This is practice to them. And when you do that, your brain scientifically will literally adapt to that. You will physically have more confidence. So if this all seems like a little bit too much just to throw yourself in there and just start doing stuff, I'm going to tell you one thing. If your goal is speed, just time yourself for today. For the next couple of weeks, time yourself and see how much better you get. If your goal is jumping higher, just test your vertical jump. Actually try to dunk. Even if you're nowhere close, see how much closer you are to getting the dunk, even if you're touching the net every single time. Just see how much closer you are. See if you can get one more net off or another net, or test yourself on a vert tech and see if you can get half an inch more every single week, and that will add up over time. If your goal is skill, you're trying to get better at basketball player, play some more 1v1. Just ask some random person who's a little bit worse than you. Like, even if you know they don't know how to play, just play them. Yeah, 1v1 football, basketball, it doesn't matter, just play them. Even if they're not good, and just start getting used to competition. That's your takeaway for this video. Just start throwing in a couple little more extra things here and there and see how it does for you. Another video that talks about confidence, a little more about basketball, but they talk about the whole confidence aspect is By Any Means Basketball. Go check out his video right here. I'll probably just tag it up to the top right. He has a really good video about that. Also, I talked about how your confidence comes from your programming. If you want to know the right type of workout, so you know you're adding in the competition at the right time with the right lifts and the right plyometrics, you could hop on the Just Sprint or the Just Jump program, where I mix in competition with the right exercises, the right plyometrics, the right scientific progressions, the right type of scientific based workouts, so you can reach your maximum potential in only 4 months. But like I said earlier, all this confidence doesn't really matter if you're flat out just doing terrible work and you're working out way too much. So go watch this video right here to understand what is the right amount of working out and the right type of stuff you should be doing.